Welcome. Gonna wait a little bit. Allow some people to come into the room. Today's topic is unlocking abundance, accessing your inner generosity. I hope that you have had an amazing day. And we just give thanks. We take a moment to give thanks for being in this space, for being able to connect across space and time. We give thanks for these bodies that carry wisdom. We give thanks for our ancestors, our spirit guides. We give thanks to the Most High. And we give thanks to our Oris for allowing us to receive what it is that we need to receive from this message. And if you don't know what an Ori is, your inner spirit. So giving thanks to your inner spirit. No blessings come without your inner spirit, without going through your inner spirit. So I hope that this message fortifies somebody today. All right, so today we're going to be talking about accessing your inner generosity, unlocking abundance. And this topic was inspired by a few different events that are happening in my life, but also it's just been a constant message coming up. And as I went to my poetry book, because sometimes I'll get inspiration from looking at this poetry, a few different books, but right now I'm working out of Heart Talk. She talked about, I'll just open it up to a random page, or I'll get a page number, intuitively, and I'll go to that page and meditate on that. And so today's message, I'm going to read the short poem, or the short quote, and it says, "Generosity never thinks past the present moment. Generosity is when you give what you can and do what you can do, like there is no tomorrow." And as I meditated on this particular quote or poem, I started to think about the solar plexus energy, our willpower. And it wasn't more so about generosity for others. Greetings, goddess. I hope you are well today. But it wasn't more so about generosity to others, more so than being generous to yourself. But this generosity comes from accessing your gifts. And so as I moved throughout my night after meditating on this quote, I started to hear a song, and I got another message related to hoarding your gifts, like the downfalls of hoarding your gifts and being stingy with yourself. And the message that I received is, when you're in the valley, and if you're in the valley, everything that you need to get out of the valley is in the valley with you. And so this is a message to use your tools. Even if you don't have any physical tools, you have your willpower, you have your manifestation power. You need to go within yourself to get what it is that you need to get where you're trying to go. And this was connected to the Enchantress energy, because the Enchantress energy is, because I've been talking about the different womb archetypes. And so the womb archetypes that we'll focus on today are the Enchantress as well as the Mother. And that is because the Enchantress is connected to our sacral energy. So it requires us to access our wombs. It requires us to access the space in which we birth and create. But also it requires your will, because all you need to get where you need to get to is your will, your willingness. Hey, welcome to all that are coming in. And so what's coming up and what has been coming up so strong is, if you're feeling in a place of despair, or you feeling like you're not where you want to be because you don't have certain things, know that you have everything that you need in this moment. Because you were, and it's also a thing about enoughness, because you are enough. Everything that you have right now is enough to get you where you need to go, one step of the way. And sometimes the things that we want, where we are and where we're trying to get to, if we were to get there without going through all of the steps and going through all of the initiations that are required for us to achieve this goal, we'll miss the enrichment and the fortification and the lessons that it requires to really appreciate that thing. So this is really about fortifying your inner spirit and fortifying your will, speaking to your head, speaking to your ori, speaking out loud about what it is that you want, affirming it for yourself, visualization. And I can speak to this because this has been true for me. This has been true. Like, if I need something, if I'm trying to call in, anything, and I don't have it, I don't say that I don't have a thing. I don't say I can't do this because I don't have. Because the moment that I say that, our words are powerful. And the moment that you say that you can't because you don't have, everything in your frequency, everything in your cells conspire to make that thing true. But if you say, I'm working towards, or I'm looking for, or I have what I need, that will then become your reality, if you believe it so. So everything, especially I would say for my business or just where I am, anytime that I've had a thought about a thing, even if I'm looking for a specific service, that person has come into my life. I'd be like, I was just asking about you yesterday. I was just talking to the ancestors. I was just praying for you. I was just calling you in 2 days ago, and here you are. So this is just a reminder that you have everything that you need, and also that we need your gifts. We need you out here in the world. So don't feel like what you do have, the tools that you do have, are not enough. So if God gave you the gift of gab, where you can make friends at any level, like you can just go up and talk to people, that's a gift. If God gave you the gift of music, if God gave you the gift, to know about herbs, or just whatever it is that God gave you to work with, you need to start there, because there's somebody out there who needs you out here in the world. And a lot of the times we don't move on doing what it is that we need to do because we feel like we don't have all the things that we need. But the message is, start with what you have, even if that's just your will, and even if that's just a small gift, and allow that gift to expand and develop as you move forward. Greetings, she pretty fits. I'm just speaking about accessing your inner generosity. And some ways of doing this is through visualization, meditation. So going within yourself, going within your womb, and starting to just breathe and find a little bit of stillness, and asking what's there. What is it that I need to see? What are the things that are already within me? How do I access those things? Like when you start to, and I'm gonna pull the maiden in here because the maiden represents our curiosity. Like she brings the wisdom of curiosity. So when we go from a place of shutting ourselves off and talking about what we don't have and what we can't do, the maiden invites us to get curious. Like, maybe I do have all the things I need, and how do I access those? And you start to ask questions, and when you start to ask questions, those questions begin to get answered. You start to get those answers, those You start to put the frequency and the signal out, and those answers start to come to you. And that's just one step. And then next thing you know, you have another piece, and then you have another piece, and you have another piece. And now you have a way to bring yourself out of the valley. But it also requires you to be obedient to those messages and to your inner spirit. So it could be a simple nudge. Your spirit could just be like, today, go to this coffee shop. You know, it could just be, it could be so subtle. So it requires you to be present. It requires you to be present within yourself in order to hear your messages and to receive those messages. And so this is just a reminder. Again, I'm going to reiterate that you have everything that you need. And by accessing your inner generosity, you can unlock your abundance. And as you access your inner generosity, not only are you unlocking your abundance, but you'll have more to share, and you'll be sharing from a more aligned place. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Thank you for all who took the time to tune into this message. And if you'd also like to learn more about unlocking your inner abundance through belly dance, I have a masterclass on Tuesday, November 19th, where we will be moving through the different archetypes, embodying the different archetypes in order to access our inner joy and our inner creativity. So if you are interested in joining, feel free to send me a message and I will send you the information. And if you have any friends that you feel like, or anyone, it could be an aunt or your mom or just whoever you feel could benefit from this experience, then feel free to share it with them as well. If you feel like this message was beneficial to you and this message could also bless someone else, feel free to share this video. And I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. Peace and love.